How's it going, everyone? I am Jinsula and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So, last week I made a video speculating what the next community day is going to be, and I had believed it was going to be Whismur based on some datamined assets. Well, it looks like I was completely wrong, and I couldn't be more glad about it. I'm going to be talking about what the next community day is going to be, and why I think it is a phenomenal choice from Niantic. Right, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Okay, so this is some exciting news. Niantic just announced what the next community day is going to be, and it is going to feature none other than Noibat. Funny enough, this announcement wasn't too far off from what I speculated in a video last week. With the upcoming release of the Normal-type Charge Attack Boom Burst, I had thought that it was going to be tied to the Normal-type Pokemon Exploud. Therefore, it just made sense to me that the next community day would have featured Whismur. But instead, it looks like this move is going to debut with Noivern, the evolved form of Noibat. Real quick, let's go over the details of this event. This community day is going to happen on Sunday, February 5th from 2:00 p.m. to 5:00 p.m. local time. Noibat is going to be the spotlighted Pokemon, and there will be an increased chance at getting its shiny form. This is actually a highly valued shiny. Ever since it debuted last year, a lot of players have been looking for this particular one. Now, as I mentioned earlier, any Noibat that you evolve into Noivern during the event will learn the move Boom Burst. There isn't a middle evolution in Noibat's family line, but it will cost 400 Noibat candy to evolve it. Thus, if you do not have a lot of Noibat candy, you will need to catch as many Noibat as you can during this event. Keep in mind that Noibat is actually spawning quite frequently right now during the Twinkling Fantasy event, so you can give yourself a heads up on collecting Noibat candies right now. The one thing you should keep in mind, however, is that there aren't any PvP or raiding implications with Noivern. Thus, you shouldn't feel pressured to have to evolve multiple Noibats during this event. You could probably get away with evolving 1 or 2 shinies just for your collection. Otherwise, I wouldn't sweat it. I actually think not a lot of players will go hard for this Pokemon anyway. February Community Day tends to fall on some of the coldest weather conditions of the year, and not a lot of players will be active. Thus, you might be better off just waiting until the recap December Community Day, or you could step outside briefly just to pick up the shiny and call it a day. I think it's a real shame that this could be the case, because the Community Day bonuses for this particular event are ones that players tend to care about. During Noibat Community Day, we will get 3 times the amount of Stardust per catch, 2 times the amount of candy per catch, and double the chance for Candy XL per catch. So, even though there aren't many gameplay implications behind Noivern getting Boom Burst, these bonuses might be enough motivation for players to brave the cold weather and farm up Noibat during this event. We will also be getting all the usual Community Day bonuses, like 3-hour lures and incense, additional spawns from taking snapshots, an additional special trade for a maximum of 2, and 50% less Stardust cost for trades. Along with these bonuses, we will be getting a paid Community Day special research ticket like we always do. Now, is this ticket worth a money purchase? Well, it depends on how much you care about Shiny Noivern. If you play this event hardcore, you will inevitably get a shiny Noibat, but the special research ticket could net you one with better than average IVs. There will likely also be candy rewards as well, so it should make it easier for you to evolve Noibat with this special research. Finally, there is also going to be the 4-star bonus raid battles after the Community Day hours from 5:00 p.m. to 10:00 p.m. local time. Interestingly, these raids are going to feature Noibat, since there is not a middle stage evolution. I don't know if these raids will be soloable, but they are set to have a 4-star difficulty. Thus, I would go with a fairly large group of players for these raids if you want to complete them. If you successfully defeat any of these 4-star raids, you will get additional Noibat spawns around the gym for 30 minutes. These spawns will have the boosted Community Day shiny rates, so it is kind of like a time extension for the event. Now, for the past few Community Days, it seems like these bonus spawns were glitching out and not spawning for some players. If you want to utilize these raids for bonus spawns, I suggest you not catch any Pokemon underneath the gym before completing the raid. That's because those Pokemon get turned into Noibats after the raid is completed. Thus, if you caught all of the Pokemon before beating the raid, then there won't be any spawns to turn into Noibat. This could prevent those spawns from glitching out like players reported. Overall, I think this is all really exciting. Originally, I was thinking we would get a throwaway community day like Whismur. What we are getting instead is a fairly rare Pokemon and an even rarer shiny. Although Noivern isn't going to make an impact from a gameplay point of view, it is a collector's item, and the bonuses are really nice as well. I do like the fact that Niantic is trying to make up for the string of lame community days we had last year. Whether it be starter Pokemon or rare Pokemon, they're definitely trying to hold the momentum in 2023. But yeah, give credit where credit is due. Noibat is a unique choice, one that I don't think anyone predicted, but it is a welcome one. And they shouldn't stop there. After Noibat, I would like to see more starters and even more relevant Pokemon. Last year, we had maybe 4 or 5 community days and community day classics that had any kind of significant impact. This year, we are already seeing 2. Hopefully, the slate of Community Day Pokemon in 2023 are going to be a huge step up from last year. I really think if Niantic continues this trend of decent Pokemon, starter Pokemon, and rare Pokemon getting the spotlight, things are certainly going to be good for Community Days this year. By the way, I still think we are going to get Whismur Community Day sometime this year. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but I just have a feeling it's going to happen, much to the pleasure or dismay of the Pokémon Go community. Hopefully, this particular Community Day does its job and generates a lot of hype for Pokémon Go. Even though I suspect a lot of players won't be as engaged because of the cold weather, I still think it will generate a lot of hype. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments what you think about this announcement. If you're looking forward to this community day, let me know so that we can have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then be sure to check out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list, so if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.